What's up, guys? This is Alex Anderson here, and today I'm going to go over the perfect shooting drill. So, the concept of the perfect shooting drill is that your shooting form should be the same whether you're 1 foot away from the basket or 30 feet away from the basket. So this drill is for both beginners and advanced, for not only working on your form, but also just increasing your shooting percentage. So how we start the drill is we start off basically by trying to perfect our form, which later on transfers over into making more shots. So how we start is you want to line up your shooting foot straight with the hoop, because your toe pointing at the hoop lines up with your elbow, which lines up with your hand, and you have a direct line. So first of all, you have your right foot lined up at the basket, then you get your arm in a 45-degree angle. So what we're going to do when we do the shooting drill is we're not going to put our offhand on the ball. What we're going to do is we're just going to hover it. This is going to keep our shoulders in line, but it's going to make sure that we don't use this offhand to shoot. Lots of people use both hands to shoot, and we don't want that. This is a traditional way of shooting, and it's a way that has worked really well for me and a lot of people. So, some people, when they do perfect shooting, they keep one hand behind their back. I prefer to keep my hand hovering the ball because I like to think that it keeps my shoulders square to the basket. So we have our toe pointed at the hoop. We have our shoulders square hovering the ball. The next thing is we want to keep our eye on the target. So shooting is a lot about paying attention to what you're looking at. So some people like to look at the front of the rim. Some people like to look at the back of the rim. Some people like to look at the middle of the rim. It doesn't matter what you look at, just look at the same part every single time, because that's where you're focusing your attention to. And then the last thing is that shooting is a fluid motion. So when you go up to your toes, you want to hold your follow through, and you're shooting off of your 2 index fingers. You don't want to be shooting off the side of your hand. So again, we have our toe pointed to the hoop. That way we're not shooting across our body. We have a 90-degree angle in our shooting arm. We're hovering the ball, and we finish on our toes by holding our follow through. So again, that's how your shooting form should look. Now, how the drill works is that what you're going to do is you're going to make 3 to 5 shots from starting off right here where the hoop is biggest. So you're going to build your confidence, make 3 to 5 shots in a row, hold the follow through, and you're going to take small steps out. Hold that follow through. So the key is that the further you get out, you're not changing your shooting form at all. All you're doing is using more legs. So you basically are going to get a lot of reps. You're just going to take small steps out. And one more thing. If you get to a range where you're not comfortable at and you're missing a lot of shots, if you miss more than 2 to 3 shots, you got to take a step forward. So if you make 3 to 5 shots in a row, take small incremental steps back. And if you miss a few shots in a row, you got to take a step forward. So basically, you can keep doing this all the way out until the 3-point line and beyond. And all you're doing, the only thing you're changing is the amount of legs that you use. So if your shot is short, it means that you're not using enough legs. You'd rather you'd rather it be long than short, because short means you're not shooting confident enough. Now, when you look at the rim, two main things to really pay attention to is where you're looking at the rim. So I like to look at the front of the rim, so I just shoot it right over the front of the rim. Some people like to look at the back of the rim. It doesn't really matter, but make sure that you're focusing on where you're looking at every single time, and you're holding your follow through every single time. When people short arm the ball, the ball gets they don't get that shooter's touch, and the shooter's touch comes from that backspin that you get on the ball, to where you see the ball bounce on the rim 3 times and still go in. But when you short arm it, you knuckleball it, and it has less of a chance to go in. So you really want to get in the habit of holding that confident follow through every time. So, number 1, make sure your toe is pointed to the hoop. A lot of basketball players point their toes away from the hoop, and you're shooting across your body. So we want to have our toes pointed to the hoop. This squares up our shoulders. Shooting with a 90-degree angle. Hold our follow through, and make sure we're paying attention to where we're looking at the rim. Now, this is a traditional way to shoot, and it works really well. For some people, you see them having these crazy shots, and really any form that you practice enough, you can get good at. But this.
All right, guys. So this is just an example of the perfect shooting and how it's going to look. So you're going to make a few shots in a row, and then take a small step back, and make a few more shots in a row. Take a small step back. If you miss a few shots, you have to take a step forward. So this is really going to work on your form and your range and increasing it. It's not about It's not about shooting as far as you can if you're missing them all. It's about building your confidence so that you hold your follow through, and you're really focused, and your shot can get a lot better. So basically, make sure that you're holding that follow through to get that shooter's touch, and you're focusing on where you're looking at the rim, as well as having your toe pointed to the hoop and your shoulders square, and you will see really good results.
Alright guys, so that's perfect shooting, and make sure that you guys get lots of shots. It's not about, you do not want to start, you don't want to be that guy in the gym who goes out and starts shooting 3-pointers. It's not about that. It's about being efficient and effective. And your shot, I guarantee you, your shot will be a lot better by shooting close up to the rim and gradually moving out than it will be if you start out and you don't practice at all. Because your form is the same wherever you are. It's just more legs the further away you get to the basket. So remember some of those key pointers and practice them, and I hope you guys get a lot better at your shooting, and this helps because through my years of playing in high school and college, these are some of the techniques that I still use today, and they will get you better if you practice them. So this is more of like a warm-up, Go in, you do your perfect shooting, you get warmed up, then you can add that offhand and do some of your jump shots, but this will help warm up your wrist. So it really does work if you use it. Remember, make 3 to 5 shots in a row, take small steps out. It's not about the distance. Your range will grow, and if you miss a few in a row, take a step forward. And with that, hope you guys have a great day. If you have not already, please subscribe and make sure to like and leave a comment below. I appreciate everybody who watches, and I'll see you guys next time.